All right, here we go. Greetings, everyone, and happy World Penguin Day. This is Volkloss streaming for posterity, the next episode of the Arkham Horror the Living card game, Mythos Busters campaign play along with the edge of the Earth, Charlie Kane's continued adventures through the Antarctic wastes. Let's see if we can finally, in the City of the Elder Things, start actually getting the Penguins a vote. Let's take a look at deck upgrades. We had 5 experience points coming into this scenario after Fatal Mirage last time. And the name of the game for this scenario, the most effective card that I already have in my deck, 2 copies of, for City of the Elder Things, is Janae Beauregard. Her ability to move clues around is absolutely fantastic for getting through the challenges of this scenario in an efficient manner, especially for solo play. I already have 2 copies of her in the deck, but I thought, what could I get in the card pool that'll help maximize my likelihood of finding her? And the answer I settled on is 2 copies of Parallel Fates 2. This level 2 version of Parallel Fates from no, it's from Edge of the Earth. I was going to say it's from Jacqueline Fine, but no, I think it's from Edge of the Earth. Maybe not. Now I'm looking at these icons. Maybe it is Jacqueline Fine. I don't remember, but I know that they're in the card pool. Parallel Fates level 2. 0 cost event. Look at the top 6 cards of a deck, either the Investigators deck or the Encounter deck. You can return them to the top in any order or shuffle them, and if you looked at an Investigators deck, you draw 1 card. This is, when used on an Investigator, essentially a no stone unturned for 0 cost instead of 2 cost. That also lets you set up your next up to 5 draws after the 1 draw that you're going to get. So this filtered draw and setting up of future turns, I am hopeful will help me get to Janae Beauregard or other high-value cards in the deck sooner. I also use, and I have taken out my 2 level 0 Voices of Ra. I have the upgraded emergency caches, level 2 for Econ, and of course I now have a Resolute Takade Hiroko, who is 12 extra resources available to me from the get-go. I am hopeful that dropping some econ in favor of some targeted card draw is the right move. For my last point, I put in a 2nd copy of Leo DeLuca level 1. Classic, more actions is good. More opportunities to get extra actions, good. And I've dropped the Rod of Animalism. Yes, this is a side grade. I've dropped a level 1 card for a level 1 card. I am very skeptical as to what other level 0 cards I'm actually going to cut. I do need to keep 8 cards with animals on them for my Dogs Will Keep You Warm campaign contract, which right now is Miss Doyle, Anu, 2 Stray Cats, 2 Mysterious Ravens, and 2 Guard Dogs. Theoretically, I could upgrade some of them into other cards with animals on the art. On the Trail, level 1 is an example that's available to Charlie. As a reminder, I'm doing Guardian and Mystic Charlie. But frankly, I kind of am still getting use out of the Stray Cats and the Mysterious Ravens and the Guard Dogs. The Stray Cats and Mysterious Ravens synergize with the Protecting the Anirnik cards that I put in. And the Guard Dogs are just solid and remain solid and probably will continue to remain solid. So I do have 2 medical students. I might drop 1, potentially for a 2nd Michael Lee. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about adding 1 or 2 copies of Charisma. But right now, with this 1 extra point, I'm dropping the Rod of Animalism. It's at this point where more of the power is in the high-level allies. Getting a whole host of animals on the board is far less important. And you still got to find it, and you got to take the time to play it. So I've dropped this, putting in a 2nd Leo DeLuca. Let's go through the events of the campaign guide. Scenario 3 setup. So, who's alive, who's dead? Dr. Malasina is alive. So we don't get the Frostbitten weakness. We did not scout the city outskirts. We did not talk to Rold. So nothing good or bad happens there. Professor Dyer is dead. He died in the plane crash. So I get the Possessed weakness, which of course goes into play in threat area, can be healed as a single point of horror, When I reveal a frost token with possessed out, I either take a horror or I have to automatically fail the test. The goal here, I'm going in a perfect world, or something akin to it, we'll leave this scenario with no frost tokens left. That's the goal. In which case, this is just a dead card draw, assuming I don't make a choice that'll add another frost, which there is one such choice, but I'm unlikely to make it. But as it is, we get the possessed weakness. And while James Cookie Fredericks is alive, I do not have the dynamite, so we do have to add a frost token to the chaos bag. So let's do that. Which version do we play? Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. So of the groups, Kensler, Ellsworth, and Cinna are alive. Danforth and Takata are alive. Elia is not. Cookie is alive. Dyer and Claypool are not. So we're doing Group 1. Set up for version 1. Let's get that on the board. I do add an Elder Thing token, so let's put that into the chaos bag right now. And let's get our Group 1 set up. That's so nice. You start at, in this setup, you start at any one of the 8 outer locations. So we'll just start over here. I'm not going to place the keys yet, but we are going to shortly. Let's get these bags out of the way. All right. What else we got? We got the encounter deck. We've got a Tekeli Lee deck of 10. That means 6 Tekeli Lees are in my deck. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. What else? Scenario card. We have 2 skulls, which is -X. X is the number of keys controlled. 2 cultists, -2 if you fail, place a key you control in your location. 1 tablet, -3. If it follows a frost, you automatically fail. And 2 elder things, -4. If you fail, the nearest enemy moves once towards you. If it's engaged with you, it attacks. Let's put our cards in our deck. Let's get rid of these. And let's take a look at our opening hand. Well, we got 2 stray cats. A gang up, close the circle, Claypool's furs. I'm going to keep 1 cat. I'm going to toss the rest back. These are all fine cards, but these are cards I want to get later in this scenario. What I'm looking for is allies. And I don't want 2 cats. I'm willing to toss 1 back in the hope of finding some more. But I want to keep at least 1. Do I keep them both? Just in case. Just in case I'm still hurting for allies at the start. They do help. Now, you know what? I am going to keep them both. Worst case scenario, I'll at least be able to reasonably evade if an enemy drops something before I am properly set up. So let's get 3 more. On you. Good to see. Dire sketches to draw some more cards, and a med student. All right. Could be better, could be worse, but we're certainly equipped to evade, if nothing else. So that's fine. Let's shuffle that back in. All right, let's place the keys. Now, a word about strategy. I do not plan to win this scenario. Out of all the scenarios in the campaign, this one has the least consequences for failure. Failure in the sense of letting the agenda doom out. Some of the scenarios will defeat you at the end if the agenda dooms out, which of course kills your partner. This scenario does not. You are not defeated if the agenda runs out. And indeed, there are no negative consequences in the campaign going forward. In fact, dooming out here gives you an extra visit of partners during the interlude. What you lose out on is victory points. The final location, as soon as you clear it of clues for its victory, the act advances and you end the scenario. So you can't clear this and let the agenda run out. Also, there are, in this scenario, you get victory points for spending the keys. The skull keys can only be spent to deal with the clues in the final scenario. With a solo player, you can't actually get the points of the skull keys unless you manage to spend one and then like auto-fail the test and get the opportunity to spend the other, which is kind of hilarious. But essentially, it's those 2 victory points that I would be leaving on the table. There's also one other victory point that would go into the encounter deck that I'll probably leave on the table. I'll explain that as the scenario progresses. What I'm really interested in here is to gather the other keys and spend them. They are worth great benefits. Spending the zeros adds a 0 token to the Chaos Bag, which is good for obvious reasons. Spending the -1 lets you either remove a Doom from the agenda or discard a non-elite enemy in play. Less important compared to others because the benefits don't carry over to the next scenario, but certainly removing a Doom gives you more time to get everything else. The -2 is the big prize. They draw you 2 cards, get you 2 resources, and remove 2 Frost tokens in the Chaos Bag. The -3s help in this scenario. They let you pick 3 locations, reveal them, and get a clue each. Most of the locations on the board will have 1 clue in solo player. So that's clearing 3 locations. There are 2 that will have 2 clues. Those are worth victory points. And finally, the others are related to progressing the scenario. The skulls, as I mentioned, are only used for the final location. To advance the act, I will need to collect and spend together the tablet tokens and the Elder Thing tokens. And once I've done that, I can then, as a bonus, get and spend the cultist tokens. The benefit for that varies depending on which of the 3 versions of the map you're playing. In this version, it heals you a damage and a horror, but also cures a trauma. I have 1 physical and 1 mental trauma from in the thick of it. I would be very happy to cure 1 mental trauma. I will say that. Okay, so let's take a... We are at Cyclopean Spires. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Spend an action. Move 1 key on another location in this row to Cyclopean Spires. Group limit once per game. Not super useful. Rows are, of course, horizontal. Columns are vertical. I could bring the -2 over here. I'd just as soon move myself to the -2. I may not even bother getting this clue, since the skull keys I don't need. But everything else on the board, I would kind of like to get. I'm thinking about my path here. It's a little awkward in that the tablets and the Elder Things are, and they're not far from each other, but they're sort of on opposite sides of the center. Movement in this scenario is orthogonal. All locations are connected up, down, and left to right. The hidden tunnel is blocked. You cannot enter it until you have advanced the act. The act advances when you have spent the Elder Thing and tablet keys. Also, as a free triggered ability, I can either spend a clue to look at the revealed side of a location in my column or row, or spend 3 to move to it. I'm going to be saving the clues for the move. Yes, that's a fair bit of work for a solo player to gather up 3 clues. But over the course of the scenario, I do expect to be able to use that ability at least 2 or 3 times. All right. Are any of these near each other? No, they're all kind of scattered. The zeros are by each other, and the cultists are by each other. I'm thinking probably then maybe the play is to head up this way first, loop around, at least see what location this is. I don't need the skull key, but it might be a relevant location. Get to here, and then from here, spend 3 clues to warp down here, and then swing through the rest of the scenario this way. I think that's the overall pathing. That's the plan right up until every plan survives until you get punched in the face. All right. Let's see. I am going to start. I was about to say I'm going to start by playing Dire Sketches and drawing 3. If I get Burden of Leadership, well, if I get Burden of Leadership, then that would exhaust Takata or damage her. I guess I could damage her and then med student her. That's true. But I also have Takeli Lee's. At least one of them in here is the discard an asset Takeli Lee. The partners can't leave play unless defeated, so I don't think that would even work on Takata. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's dire sketches. 3 cards. Kaylee Lee, take a damage. That's fine. Oh, and possessed. Interesting. All right, well, that is not super great. Machete is fine. There is at least one enemy whom the Elder Things that take your keys, they're the one enemy that if they show up, I really need to defeat. Everything else I can fairly well evade. All right, well, at least I've drawn past those now. So let's get some cards on the board. Let's spend 3 to play Anu, who, of course, as a free trigger, can either give me a move, or +2 for a test, or do an evade with base agility 4, or discard Anu to do all 3. Let's use Takata, which gets you 4 resources. Since she's the resolute one, move 3 of her resource to you, but also gain a resource. And then let's play... yeah, let's play the med student. Since Anu can already let me evade with a reasonable number. And we'll heal 1 damage and 1 horror. Med student comes into play. All right. We're going to be doing some setup. That's how the Charlie Kane rolls. There are no enemies. Let's upkeep. Curious Raven. We're getting all the low-cost animals at the beginning. Whatever, that's fine. 1 of 6 Doom. Make sure these are shuffled. Our encounter card is Blasphemous Visions. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to use the med student actually to heal the horror on Possessed. I'll leave the horror on Charlie, but yeah, let's just straight up get rid of this. Almost forgot I could do that. Fine. Blasphemous Visions. Shuffle it to Kaylee Lee into my deck. Put this into play. The Kaylee Lee's hit twice. I will need to get rid of this. Shuffle to Kaylee Lee in. Let's see. What would we be testing if we don't play anything else? Oh, I should have used Anu. All right, hang on. I'm moving a little too fast. We're gonna say that I moved using Anu's free move at the end of that first because there was no reason to stay here. Right. So Stonebridge, Shroud 3. I thought it. I just then didn't say it. Stonebridge 3 Shroud 1 clue. You can get the clue here with Fist or Foot 4 or Book 3. You can also move as an action to any other Stonebridge location. There will be 3. I'm going to mark them with this little offering token as they show up. This clue and this key I do want. Okay. Right. So, if I were to try to test this off and exhausted everything, I'd be 3, 5, 6 on 3. That is reasonable. Let's see if we can't get... I mean, frankly... I think we're going to get some of our animals online. We'll spend 1 to play the Raven. We'll spend 1 to play a Stray Cat. And... yeah, we're gonna... 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4 on 3. I could try to get this clue using agility. 3, 5... no, wait. This is book. What am I saying? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on 3. And then on you up. You know what? I think it's what we're going to do. But if this sticks around and I draw it to Kaylee Lee, like this garden... no. No. We don't need to rush. We're going to get rid of this Blasphemous Visions. Or at least we're going to try. 1, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, let's just power everything at it. 8 against 3. Well, it wasn't to be. That's a great omen. We're going to first test, auto fail. Fine. No enemies. We upkeep into. What? Why was it? Why did it come in face down? That's really weird. Well, guard dog. All right. Strange. Mythos, 2 out of 6. Nightmarish Vapors. Either lose 2 actions or shuffle 2 Tekeli Leaves into my deck. I actually think I'm going to lose the 2 action. I hate... I have 6 Tekeli Leaves. 6? Yeah, I have 6 Tekeli Leaves in here. Getting that up to 8, that just feels like... Well, if I don't, if I keep the actions, then what will I do with my turn? I could get the clue. I could on you. I could... I really need to test this off. 3, 4... I need to test this. I need to get this clue, and I need to keep leveraging the on you free move, which is what I've kind of not been doing so far. No, I'm going to lose the actions. Might be the wrong move. This is going to have to wait one more turn. I need to keep the on you train moving. So we're going to get this clue and try at least. We're going to investigate. So we're at 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. We get the clue. I'll take this key. Skulls are now -1, and I will on you up to here. It's the place to spend the 0 keys. Okay. So maybe then we divert from my original plan, and now we head left to try to get these 2 0 keys, and then hop back over here to spend them. Like go this way, then spend 3 clues from here to back here, and then go up this way. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. All right. That's it. No, we upkeep. A gang up. Oh, I should be tracking my jack of all trades. I have played red, blue, and yellow, so that's 3 classes already. I just need a green or purple to finish the quadfecta. Okay. That's fine. Mythos, 3 of 6. Another Blasphemous Visions. Let's shuffle it to Tekeli into my deck. We need to get rid of these. So, how much can I test? 1, 3, 5, 6. Maybe what we do... If I'm going to go this way, I don't actually need to get this clue yet. I can circle back and get this clue and this key after I've come back to cash in the 0s. That means I don't need to save my allies to help me get a clue this round. I can on you over here. I can test off a Blasphemous, and I could play... I mean, frankly, probably play the Machete. Yeah. Let's try to get rid of one of these Blasphemous Visions. We're at 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. -1 is a pass. We get rid of one of them. We're going to use on you for the free move over to this location. Cylindrical Tower, it's the place to spend the -2 keys. Well, we have one. So now I'm thinking we could loop around this way and then 3 clue in here and then here. Okay. We will see. We will see. Again, because of that, maybe I don't really need to get this clue right now. We can come back for it. Okay. So with that in mind, let's play the machete. And we just move on? Yeah. I think we do. I think we do, because we're going to come back. All right, let's move over here. For Shroud 1 clue, if you reveal a frost token here, take a horror. If there are no clues here, I can choose 2 locations with keys on them and swap them. Okay. All right, this could be a meaningful thing that I do maybe next turn. But as it is, that's the end of my turn. No enemies. We upkeep. Well, I didn't mean to hit that twice. To Kaylee Lee. Take a horror. I am just all over the place today. Now, because of Blasphemous Visions, we have to take 2, which is not great, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's just put that on Charlie. All right. Oh, and I should have 1 less resource. I accidentally double-clicked upkeep. I don't know what's going on. Doom, 4 of 6. Miasmatic Torment. All right, so Staccato gets exhausted, and now this is again something I need to deal with. I am just got a bad shuffle, is what it is. All right. All right, Miasmatic Torment is Book or Brain 3. This one I would like to get. What can I benefit from moving 2 keys? I could swap this Elder thing with this -2, then loop through these, and then get the -2 at the place to spend them, and then come back and spend the 0s here. And that also puts the Elder thing keys near each other as well. All right. Okay. Miasmatic Torment. Now, I could sack the Raven to get this clue. It is another horror, which is getting a little spooky. But if I test off the Miasmatic Torment and sack the Raven, move 2 keys, and move. But I also have this to deal with. Let's see. 1, 3, 4. 5, 6, or 1, 3. Because I could sack the Raven and then either play another cat or play the guard dog. All right, let's try to test off this Miasmatic Torment. We're at 1, we'll do book. So 3. 4. I guess I'm not going to use the I'd like to be at least 3 up. Yeah, I won't use the free move this turn. 5, 6. I might as well. It's the only thing we're doing. 7 on 3. -1 is a pass. This is gone. I'm going to sack the Raven. I'll take a horror to get this clue. I will take this tablet key. Skulls are now -2. I will spend an action to swap the -2 and this Elder Thing key. And then I'll move up here. One of the victory point locations. Draw 3, 2 clues. Victory 1. Whenever a token is revealed here, its modifier is doubled if there's a matching key here or under my control. I'm going to put that here so I don't forget about the effect. All right. No enemies. We upkeep. At second machete. I swear there are higher level cards in this deck. I'm just not getting them. So it's moving slow. 5 of 6. Rise of the Elder Things. Well, there are no Elder Things in the discard pile, so that surges into my constituents. I finally am able to start getting their vote. Additional cost to enter or leave. I have to spend an action. It's aloof. So it's an action tax. Fine. I don't think we were leaving here this round anyway. Okay. That's fine. Let's see, what else? Shroud 3. Since there's a penguin here, I do want to get these clues. With Anyu and everyone else, I can test 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. Play the stray cat. Get rid of the visions. 3, 5. If I get 5 on 3 of the visions, play the cat, 2, 3, 4. Nah, I'm gonna use Toccata. I'll play the guard dog, and I'll do one big test, and I will get rid of the blasphemous visions. I am very concerned about that. We'll work to get these clues next time. So yeah, let's do exactly that. We'll use Toccata. Get 4 resources. We will play guard dog. I'm going to test off this visions 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 against 3. Cultist is -2. Not doubled. So this is gone. All right. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into the burden of leadership. All right. Well, I have to exhaust these. And I'll exhaust Toccata. 4 on 3. I have to exhaust this or it's just going to die. Just in case I need it, we will put a damage and a horror on you. All right. All right. 6. This ticks over. We are moving very slow. If I can just get some of all the things I talked about, that would be great, but it isn't happening. Scenario interlude, Gaze into Madness. One of the partners who is not resolute is about to die. So, Toccata's resolute. He's not part of this. Kensler is also resolute. So our folks are rolled, Cookie, Dr. Sinna, and Danforth. Let's shuffle them up. Let's see who the lucky loser is. It's rolled. Sorry, man. Almost would have liked for it to have been Danforth and gotten the extra clue. But if Danforth dies, then you get extra trauma later. So, all right. All right, now we're at track of 10. We are moving not at speed. What's our encounter card? It's a locked door. This is some real nonsense. I am not equipped to handle that, at least not this round. You know what we're going to do? We're going to draw some cards. We really need to get some of the good stuff. And so far, we are not seeing the good stuff. All right, gonna draw a card. We're gonna lose all our resources. This is the worst session of this I've ever had. We're gonna draw another card. We're gonna find emergency cash. We're gonna play emergency cash to get 3 resources and draw a card. We're gonna take damage from Takeli Lee. Oh my goodness. That's it. All right, no enemies that do anything. We upkeep into another med student because all of my good cards in the bottom half of the deck. 1 out of 10 Doom. A Guardian Elder thing. Boy. Okay. So I can I'm going to put a marker here to note that I used this ability. I think I need to leave here. I just don't have what I need to bust through this. Let's see. Fist 4 or Agility 4. I could evade this without spending an action, either by discarding the Stray Cat or with Anyu. Break down the locked door. No. I think if I'm going to get this location, I need to come back for it. Yeah, I think I need to cut my losses here. So I'm going to... I think I might on you first. Does that trigger an attack of opportunity? No, because it's a free triggered ability. And it's not a spend an action. So if I on you out, bring the Elder Thing with me. No. I know I should have evaded here, so I have more time to deal with what's in the other location. If I Stray Cat it, then on you out. Play a thing. Attempt to investigate at 5. To at least get that clue. See what's there. I need to cover more of the map. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to discard the Stray Cat to evade this. Now I'm going to on you out, cost me another action because of the Penguin. I'm going to move here. It's the other victory point location. Okay. I'm going to play another medical student and heal a damage and a horror. And then I'm going to investigate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 3. It is not great. But 0's a pass. We get a clue. All right. Enemies. They don't move. Upkeep. This guy readies. And I get green soapstone. Okay. I'll take that. 2 out of 10 Doom. Glimpse the unspeakable. We draw the top to Kaylee Lee. It's take a horror. Okay. Doubles into my deck. Okay. We're going to investigate again. Yes, we'll investigate again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will use Anu for this. 7 against 3. Good thing, because the -2 was doubled, but I was 4 up, so I still pass. I get this clue, and I'm going to take this key. Those are -3. Okay. I'm going to move down here. I can't... Oh, man. I can't take advantage of this because the whole place has been revealed. I don't think I'm going to be getting the zeros. Unfortunate. I'm going to play the green soapstone, since I might need to kill things. All right. Enemies. The Guardian Elder thing moves over here. Upkeep. The Miasmic Crystal. Okay. 3 of 10 Doom. Reawakened Elder thing. This is the one I was worried about that I'll need to kill, but at least I'm equipped to kill it because it grabs one of your keys. But before I go to kill it, I am going to spend 3 clues. Am I? Hold on. I could on you. I could move. It was a med student. I don't want to kill it here because this is a Shroud 5 clue. And when it dies, it drops its key on its location, which then means I can't pick it up if there are any clues to the location. Maybe I save the clues, and use it for another warp. But time is ticking. If I on you, kill it here. What are my chances? Let's see. 1, 2 against 2, 4. Hit the other machete. 5. 5 against 2. 6 on 2. Defeat it. That'd be my first action, second action here. I need one of those clues. And I'm just not getting my my clue ring. No, I'm gonna follow my instinct. I'm gonna clue warp here. That's not an action, so it doesn't hit me. I'm gonna attack with the machete, swinging 2 on 2, 4 on 2. Commit this 5 on 2. And thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. If I do 6 on 2, then I'll be able to investigate 3, 4, 5 on 2. Yeah, we'll go 6 on 2 on this guy. Elder thing is a -4, so good thing we did. So we pass and do 2 damage. I'll use the soapstone to deal an extra damage, so this guy's defeated. That drops here. Now I'm going to investigate. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 2. Cult is -2. We pass. We get this clue. I'm going to pick up both keys. And now I'm going to spend an action and the 2 -2 keys. To get 2 cards, 2 resources, and remove the frost from the bag. There's Genet Beauregard. Oh, and wait, before I do that, a thing I forgot to do. The whole reason I had this, I should have done this at the beginning. If there are at least 3 frost tokens in the bag, exhaust dogs will keep you warm to remove one. I meant to do that at the very beginning. Well, we're doing it now, right before spending the -2s. And now we remove them with the -2s, and now there are no frosts in the bag. All right, Genet finally shows up. Will this be the kick that I need to actually get some reasonable juice going here? Well, we're going to find out. Enemies. This guy follows me. He'll move down here. And we upkeep into second gang up. Okay. All right, Mythos. We're at 4 of 10. Oh, boy. Nebulous Miasma. Well, at least this is free because I'm not staying here. All right, Overdrive time. We're going to spend 5 resources to play Genet Beauregard. We will kick out 1 med student. All right. We're going to Anyu over here. Round 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man. Yes, we're going to use Genet Beauregard to punt this clue down here. I'll be able to pick up that key. And we're going to play Parallel Fates. I need to order my draw. Well, I'm glad I did, since Tekeli Lees were 2nd and 3rd. Miss Doyle, once played, shuffles the deck. Second Parallel Fate. Scrying Mirror will get me another victory point in play. We'll put Miss Doyle first, Scrying Mirror second. Blur Parallel Fates. And then, before the Tekeli Lees hit, we'll shuffle by way of playing Miss Doyle. Do we do it now? What am I looking for? What I'm looking for... Honestly, what I'm looking for is close the circle. So, maybe... Yeah, maybe we play Miss Doyle right away. Next turn. Next turn, once we have the resource. Yep, okay. And we draw Miss Doyle. I'll take this -1 key. Spells are now -3. I will mark that I've done the -2s. I've not done the 0s because of all this nonsense. And I need to keep on the move. Move up here. Another stone bridge. All right, so this links down to this one. A 3 tablet key. All right, okay. Enemies. This guy moves. Let's keep him going along the long way around. Yeah, let's keep moving this way. All right, we upkeep. Upkeep into my Scrying Mirror. 5 of 10 Doom. Dawning of the Truth. The truth is, we're not doing well. Difficulty... Oh boy, difficulty 6. It's a lot of horror. I could commit the miasmic crystal. I love the Tekeli protection, but I, I, I don't know that I have time to play it. I think I'm going to commit it. So let's see. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 6. And let's raise that up. I'm going to play Miss Doyle. Seven. Eight. Yeah, I think we need to. 8 on 6. 0. We pass. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play Miss Doyle and dump the med student. No, the med student does not take the. Come on. Med student does not take the damage off of Anyu. Augur, the investigate one. Good. And the other two shuffle it. Okay. Now we're gonna investigate 3. We'll use Augur, so we're testing at base 5. 7. So 7 on 3. -1 is a pass. Get a clue. I'll take this key. Those are now -4. We're going to Anyu over to this location. It's another place where I can swap keys. Okay. Okay. I am going to use Genet Beauregard to move this clue over here. I don't know that I have time. No, what I should do to make the skulls not so terrible, this should have been discarded, is I will spend an action and I will cash in the tablet key. Yes. I'll decide what to do with this next turn. Okay. Enemies. This guy moves again. We'll keep him moving along the bottom. We upkeep. This is shuffled. Second Genet Beauregard. Of course, they're showing up now. 6 out of 10 Doom. What can we do in our last few turns? An Elder Thing Scavenger. Fight 3, health 3, evade 3. Okay. Maybe I use this to swap this skull with this -1. So that then, when I find the -1 caching location, I can cache them in. I think that is the play, because that will deal with the Doom. All right. Fight. I don't have the resources for gang up. If I fight, that's an action. I swap. I Anyu, I Genet, I do another thing. Okay, so if I'm fighting 2 on 3, I get 4, 6, 8 on 3. 4, 6, 7 on 3. Yeah, so we're going to attack with machete. We're testing 2 on 3. Guard dog 4. Miss Doyle 6. Takata 7 on 3. Skull is... Actually, it's now a -2 since I cashed in 2 keys. So I do 2 damage. I'll use the soapstone to make it 3. This guy's defeated. Okay. Now I will spend an action and use this location's ability to swap this -1 for this skull. Now I'll take this -3 key. Skulls are now -3. I'm going to on you up. It's the place to spend the -1s. Perfect. That worked out beautifully. We're going to use Genet to punt this clue down here. We're going to pick up the -1, and then we will use my other action to cash in the -1s and remove a doom from the agenda. Okay. Enemies. This guy is still plodding his way across the map. We upkeep into Zeal. Okay. Back to 6 of 10 doom. My constituents are back. It's fine. A single action tax. It is what it is. Okay. I'm no longer at this location. All right. We're going to on you out. It takes an action because of the penguin. We're going to move here. Come on. Ruinous Streets. We're just going to use Genet to punt this clue down here. And pick up the Elder Thing key. Those are now, well, back to -3. We're going to move again over here. Ah, the place to spend the -3 keys. Perfect. And now we're going to spend the -3 keys. So that lets me choose 3 locations, reveal them, and get a clue from each. Let's think this through. I have now I've spent the -3s, I've spent the -1s, and I've spent the -2s. I would really love to somehow, in like the 3.5 turns remaining, 3 turns remaining, could I get the 0s and bring them here? I have 3 clues, so I could do 1 warp. The point, though, is I don't need... These are the victory point locations. There's only 2. Since I found all the places to spend keys, it doesn't actually matter what these are. One of them is going to be another bridge. Another bridge. So, if I take like this clue, yeah, this clue, one of these clues, since a locked door doesn't prevent you from discovering clues, it just prevents you from investigating. If I get 1 from here using what I've just done, then when I move in with Genet, I can have Genet punt the other clue off, and then I've got the victory point. So I'm going to pick this location, get a clue, this location, get a clue, and one of these 3 locations. And I don't need the skull one at all. If I do this one, I could move up, get the key, move back down, Genet this over. I want to investigate at least once. But I can investigate, get this one. And I'll also have enough then for 2 burst moves, which I am going to need. Yeah, we're going to reveal this one. Oh, that's interesting. After you discover the last clue from here, discover 1 clue in a connecting location. So that means, since I'm discovering this clue, I can now use its ability to discover this clue as well. I'll take it. All right, let's think. We're going to be up to turn 7. I have effectively like 4 things I can do each turn, thanks to the free move from Anyu. But I also have now 2 burst moves. 7, 8, 9. 7 might be move. Cash. Elder thing. No, it might be. No, I don't need to cash the elder things right away. Move 1. 2, 3. Janae the clue. I can't Janae this. These. Oh, wait a minute. No. One of these is this bridge. No, that doesn't get me anything. The reason I'm pausing is because I'm thinking about whether I want to spend 3 clues now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's feasible. And 4. And I have the burst move in my back pocket. All right, okay. We might still be able to get this to work. Depends very much what we draw. All right. So I'm not going to use my burst move. Enemies, this guy moves. We're going to have him come up this way. And we upkeep into spare parts. It's not. I mean, it's a good commit. Might need the commit. 7 of 10 doom. My constituents! One of my constituents has returned to me. This is fine because I was going to have to move through here anyway. So instead, my constituent has come to join me. Hooray! Thank you for returning, sir. I'm happy to get your vote. Fine. All right, I'm going to take this key. We're going to on you out. It takes an extra action. I'm going to on you up here. We're going to take this key. Goals are now back to -3. We're going to move over here. This is the other bridge. I don't need this clue or this key. So we are going to move one last time because I do want that. Oh, what am I doing? I do want that cultist key. I'm going to move down here. Right, this location. And here I'm going to use Janae to punt this clue over to here. Okay, I'll pick up this clue, this key, excuse me, next turn. All right, okay, all right, good. Enemies. This guy is going to move up here. We upkeep into Kaylee Lee, take a horror. That's getting a little spooky. We'll put one on. We'll put one on Miss Doyle. All right, we're at 8 of 10 doom. Nebulous miasma. Again, this is fine. We're not staying here. All right, I'm going to grab this cultist key. Skulls are now -4. We're going to on you down to the labyrinthine chamber. We're going to use Janae to punt this clue back over here. So the locked door, we got around the locked door. So I'm going to grab this 0 key. So now I can move twice, warp to the tower, and then I'll be where I need to be to spend keys. Now, when I spend... Hang on. So I've had red, green and yellow, blue. Oh, so I have my 4. I do want to play Scrying Mirror. I'm pausing to think, is it possible to kill the Terror of the Stars? I don't think I have enough turns and also to cash in the keys. If I want the 0, I don't think there's enough turns. I have 3 actions right now. I could either. I do want the Scrying Mirror. I could play the Scrying Mirror. I could cash in the Elder Thing keys. I could cash in the Cultist keys. This will spawn the Terror of the Stars here. Then next turn, I could Kata on you in, and I could kill it with Gang Up. With the mirror in play, I will have green, yellow, blue, red. That's enough to kill it in 1 hit. But then I'm getting the victory point for that. Here, this is also a victory point, but it's cashing in. It's adding a 0 to the Chaos Bank. It's more important. This is more important. And the other piece is that when I cash in the Elder Thing keys, the Shoggoths and all of this shuffle back into here. And I draw a Shoggoth, like... I mean, I guess I could... I have on you evasion. That's true. So if I move down, I spend 3 clues to warp here to get the other 0 key. And then I cash in keys. Yes. Oh, but I also want this. I'll cash in the Elder Thing. Okay, so we're going to play the Scrying Mirror because with the Ravenlord's Gambit, that's a victory point. We're going to move down. We're going to spend 3 clues. Whoa, that's not right. To warp over here. We'll pick up the 0 key. We'll pick up the 0 key next turn. And we're going to spend an action to cash in the Elder Thing key. No. Which finally, 1 turn before the end, skulls are now -3, actually advances the act, which summons the Terror of the Stars of the Hidden Tunnel, reveals it, and shuffles the Shoggoths and the discard pile back in. Terror Star starts exhausted. This gets revealed. But more importantly, now I can spend the Cultist keys, which I'll do next turn to deal damage, horror, and trauma. Okay. All right. That's the turn. Enemies. This Guardian Elder thing moves again. We're going to move him over here. This Nebulous Miasma will discard at the end of the round. The Terror of the Stars readies. We upkeep into. Hope. Man, if I got... Well, no, it wouldn't have helped. It's fine. Last turn. 9 of 10. Reawakened Elder thing. Grabs a key. All right. So I can kill it in 1 hit with the machete. That's 1 action. I get the keys. I 3 clue warp over here. And then I spend the 2 keys with my other action. And yeah, That's gonna be it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We're not killing this, but we're hopefully gonna get everything else. As long as I don't biff this test. So let's not biff this test. We're gonna attack. We'll use the scrying mirror. We might as well. We finally played it. We're getting a skull, which is a -2. So we are testing at 2 against 2. Guard dog makes it 4 on 2. -2, we pass. Use the soapstone for another damage. 3 damage, defeated. It drops the 0. We're going to pick up both zeros since there's no clues here. We're going to spend 3 clues to warp over here to the cylindrical tower. No, not the cylindrical tower. To warp to the ancient planetarium, excuse me, which is where you spend the zeros. We'll spend an action to spend the zeros. And that adds a 0 into Chaos Bag for the rest of the campaign. And last action, we will do the cultists. And that heals a damage and a horror and one trauma. So we'll heal the 1 mental trauma that Charlie had. And then, you know what? Just so... Whoa, what am I doing? Just so that we return where we... Actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, never mind. Enemies move. Terror of the Stars moves. Elder Thing moves. Penguins are hanging out, applauding my success, question mark, for given value of success. And then we upkeep. We upkeep finally into Michael Lee, who's arrived at the very end, and the doom ticks over. Digging too deep, your thoughts become convoluted, a tangle of fear, worry, and doubt. Danger lurks around every corner of this abominable place. But most dangerous of all is the growing feeling that you should not be here, that you should flee from this place and never return. As the weather outside turns foul, you hole up in the relative safety of one of the city's towering structures. It's too late to return to camp. Your only hope is to take shelter within the alien city, hoping your presence goes unnoticed by the denizens that still prowl through its streets and ancient halls. Resolution 2. Resolution 2. Hours pass. You dare not venture outside, but you explore every crevice of your sanctuary, hoping to find something to make this endeavor worthwhile. What you find instead is even harder to believe. In the icy sub-level of the structure, a sacred chamber houses a churning pool of kaleidoscopic miasma. Gray, swirling mist evaporates from its surface, familiar shapes and strange hallucinations materializing and vanishing within. And then we follow it. The team was guided to the hidden tunnel. We get experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display, +1 for each pair of chaos tokens spent. So, we managed somehow to get the 2 victory locations. We've got 7 pairs of tokens spent, so that's 9. We have the scrying mirror, so Raven's Lord Gambit gives us another. I thought this is supposed to add up. Well, anyway. So we got 10 victory points, and we were guided to the hidden tunnel. Honestly, not bad. We had an extremely slow start until we finally got Janae Beauregard on the ground. But as soon as we found her, then it's, moving around, punting the clues back and forth to hoover up the keys. We had to kill a couple of the reawakened elder things, but at least we were equipped to be able to do so between the machete and the soapstone with a single action each time. Yes, the penguins took an action each time, but, that's really not bad. We still have... We came in with 6 Decale Lees and we're leaving with 5. It's slightly better, I guess. But you know what? We did what I set out to do, which was cash in all these keys. We weren't going to use the skulls. We weren't going to get this victory point. The only thing really left on the table is this victory point, and one of the Shoggoths that gets shuffled in also is a victory point, but I was not looking to get that. Frankly, getting 10 here, plus 1 more in the interlude, is perfect, because with 11 points, I'll be able to take 2 copies of Charisma and a second copy of Michael Lee. And that's what I wanted. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's proceed to the interlude 3 final night, because there's a bonus here. So normally you can only check on 3 team members, but since we were guided to the hidden tunnel, we get to do 4. So let's visit 4 people. I've marked the ones that we've previously visited with a resource. In the first 2 interludes, we had visited Dyer's corpse, Elias' corpse, Avery alive and also his corpse, and Kensler alive twice. So let's bring Takata over here also as an option. I have 4 visits. You might be thinking that I'm going to visit Kensler with one of them, but hear me out. I'm going to visit 4 of the people we have not yet visited. Why? Because for the campaign play-along, I am doing the Jack of all trades task, which is have played cards of at least 4 different classes during each scenario. So we actually add a, we accomplish that, this scenario. So we, nope, come on. So we're now up to 6 progress on that. But if you're doing that task, and if you, by the end of the 3rd interlude, have visited 8 of the 9 partners, living or dead, then you get a bonus progress on this task, and you get to visit 1 more partner. And that last visit, that will be the 3rd for Kensler. So now the question is, out of Cookie, Dr. Sinha, Danforth, and Takata, and Rold's corpse, which of those 5 are the 4 I'm going to visit? One of them is going to be Cookie. Cookie gives you an extra experience point. As I just said, getting up to 11 is the sweet spot for 2 copies of Charisma and 1 copy of Michael Lee. So, that's 1. Dr. Sinha heals a physical trauma. I don't know how much I care about that. Danforth and Takata give you bonuses going into the next scenario. I want both of those. Danforth gives you 2 extra cards for scenario 4, and Takata gives you 3 extra resources. I want both of those. So the question is, do I want to heal my physical trauma with Dr. Sinha, or do I want to take Ellsworth's boots? What you get for visiting him. Let's take a look at those boots. There they are. Ellsworth's boots. 2 shroud. 2 shroud, what am I saying? 2 cost. After the last clue is discovered from your location, you can exhaust Ellsworth's boots to move to a connecting location or discard them to move to any revealed location. That's pretty good. For solo play, where I'm going to need to be picking up clues, I can't rely wholly on Genet for scenario 4. You need to gather clues to cash them in. Being able to get a free move, I'm going to take Ellsworth's boots. And so I'll go in with 1 physical trauma still, but that's fine. Let's add this here. Ellsworth's boots. Okay. And then, because of the bonus I mentioned, we'll use our 5th visit. We'll add a Jack of all trades progress. And finally, we will visit Kensler for the 3rd time. Dr. Kensler is in an absolute panic when you enter her tent. Her gaze rises to meet yours for just a moment, before she goes back to rummaging through her materials. It's here somewhere, I know it, she mumbles. You've never seen Dr. Kensler in such disarray before? Ah, here. The book she identifies is not one of her treatises on biology, or a textbook filled with anatomical diagrams. It's an old moldy tome unrelated to any of the sciences written in French. I know I saw it in here, she mumbles, scouring the tome's pages for a specific passage. You sit nearby in silence, almost too frightened to ask anything. Dr. Kensler's changed completely from her usual cold, stoic demeanor. Here! She marks her page and snaps back to you. Can I trust you? You nod your head. Whatever Dr. Kensler has found, you get the feeling she is only showing you because you have shared her discoveries up until this point. She opens the tome to a depiction of some unfamiliar cosmic hierarchy. The kind of absurd dogmatic theory that any self-respecting scientist would scoff at. Henry Armitage, that's a name we know, was the only other person at the university who did not approve of this undertaking. He is the one who showed me this after Dyer submitted his report. She points to the section of the diagram illustrating the Earth, and you note the pattern of intersecting lines at its edge. The South Pole, she says, at the edge of the Earth. She said the thing. Where the lines meet. The culmination of eldritch forces, he said. Superstitious nonsense, I presumed, but my research proves otherwise. These creatures, these phantom mirages, eidolons of broken minds, they did not arrive here. They were always here. From the very beginning. Do you understand? She grips her miasma sample tight. And we weren't the first to stumble across them. Dr. Kensler's research allows you to view the situation with greater clarity. Record, Dr. Kensler understands the true nature of the miasma. We are on track for the secret ending. All right. Well, there we go. That was a mess. Now, final night. I have the opportunity to play Fatal Mirage a second time. I'm not going to. Doing so adds a frost token. I've worked hard to get the bag empty of frost tokens. Now, there is one last way to remove a frost token in scenario 4, but it's not guaranteed that I'll be able to accomplish that. And more importantly, the only partner I'm going to be bringing is Takata for all those resources. Let's bring her back here. She is perfect for Charlie's need to hit the ground running setup-wise at the beginning of the game. And there's no real ramifications for any of the other partners dying in the middle of scenario 4 from this point forward. So I don't need to make any of them resolute. I could get more experience in Fatal Mirage, but I think I've pretty much hit the limit of how I can upgrade the deck. Frankly, I have no idea what I'm going to spend any points I get in scenario 4 on for the deck. So I'm going to skip Fatal Mirage. I did it once for what I needed, and I've done it. So next time we will proceed to scenario 4, the Heart of Madness. And that's that. I hope anybody who watches has enjoyed. I apologize, it was kind of a slog up until Janae Beauregard hit the ground, but at least we did what we could until she arrived, and then we managed to blitz the rest and accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. And that is a resolution that I'm perfectly fine with. Thanks very much, anyone. Take care. Have fun with your own campaign play-alongs and other Arkham adventures. Till next time, take it easy, everyone.